A good wife comes from the Lord. The Bible tells you property, inheritance, houses may come from parents. A good wife comes from the Lord. So Mr. Finder, find it in God's hands. Fine. Do you know the heart? What do you know about the heart? It's not just about the heart. Many of you focus so much on the person, character. What about the calling? Because after you marry the person, God is still working on the person, including you. You are a person. God is working on you. People are at different stages. There are those at stage, you're raw, 90%. There are those that are raw, 30%. Let me help you. Let me give you a picture of marriage. This should help you. It's not just about, is he the one? Is she the one? That's a question. And that he is connected not just to, are we compatible? You see people being excited, to be young, to be excited about, we're interested in the same, you've read this book, I like the man, me too, you're mine. There are millions of other people in the world that like the same thing. Will you marry them all? That may be part, but many times it's not. All those similar interests, don't you know opposites attract more than similars? That's how people get shocked. After they marry, they say he deceived me. He used to say he liked everything you liked. You don't understand. Before the time, anything they like, there's a glow on it, it's shining. Because your hands have touched it, you have liked it. It's you, your connection to it that makes everything they're interested in nice. Those things you thought you liked, you don't. After marriage, you find out you don't. When they say, come now, let's read, say, I'm not interested. After the third time, I don't understand. You used to like this thing. Even there, they'll be confused. Me? No. You start saying, Ewo, I've been deceived. You were not deceived. Your perfume was on it. Remember my beloved when he touched the lock of the door and left? He was gone, but she could smell him. He was all over it. She was in love with the door lock, the latch, because her beloved had touched it. That's what happens when you are attracted to someone. Whatever they like suddenly seems nice. Suddenly like that kind of music, and because they were listening to the song, so suddenly you want to listen to it, but you don't like that kind of music. You prefer faster paced music, but this person likes you are my hiding place. And when you're around them, they're always playing, you're listening to that, all that. And they say, have you heard this? No. They send it to you. You listen to it because of them. And you start saying, it's like I like it. I didn't know I had a penchant for. After you marry, you return to normal. You don't like it again. No deception. Don't call it deception. Just leave it in the realm of mutual attraction. But I'm saying that the greater things are calling. Where will you end? Where are you people headed? Purpose in life. Are you going to be like the one that one says, no, my dream has always been to move to Lagos, get a very big job, a high level multinational. And the other one's thing is to do missionary work wherever God sends. Do you know the problems you'll have? It doesn't matter how compatible you think you are and whatever. But some will say, no, but does that mean everybody knows their calling? No, you may have no idea. You may have not come to a place where you know where you're going to, or where you're coming to, or where you walk, or where you live. You walk by faith. So you take them as they are, but this is the nugget I wanted to give you as a reminder. Just know that when you meet people, they may be at 40% development stage in their maturity with God. And God may want you to marry them when they are at 60%. But because people don't know, they meet the person at 40 and they say, all I need is God said it, let's get married. The problem is that to add the 20 to hit the 60 that would have made the beginning of your married life much more comfortable, you're going to suffer, because that 20% between 40 and 60 is the roughest shaping time of their life. But you're going to be a partner with them. If you had waited for God's timing, not just God's person, they would have finished being processed to 60% compatibility. And by the time you would have met or opened up or gone into marriage talk, and then you get close or you actually get married, you would have had a 60%er, and maybe you are at 60% too, or 65 or 70 or whatever. But now you have a 40%er or a 30%er marrying a 70%er. You're going to hear me, and you have to do it together. The person still does this, person still does that, the person is still struggling with this, the person is still struggling with that. If you had just waited for 1 more year, 2 more years, 3 more years, if you didn't rush it, if you didn't push it in your strength, if you didn't try to use the arm of flesh, God would have been doing his work. You don't have to be involved at all. God would have been doing his work, would have been washing, scrubbing out those stains, scrubbing it out. By the time it was married time, you'd have had a 60%. The person has overcome bitterness, unforgiveness against her father and all men. You would have married that individual with bitterness against men. Let's say you're a man and it's a girl. You married her and she still has bitterness. She wants to marry. She has a sexual drive too. She's interested in you in that sense. But she has a standing demonic stronghold of bitterness against men. Now it's going to be processed with you. Poor man. And you're wondering, why does my wife always act like this? If you had waited, she would have been in church for the next 1 year. She would have heard the other preacher preach about bitterness. She would have forgiven her father, forgiven all men. God would have healed her heart, her soul. Time would have passed. She would have been purged of those things. Her heart would have changed. She comes to a place where she actually blesses men, finds men to be good and sound. All those things are gone. And then she joins to you now. Don't you think your life is going to be so much better? But you didn't know. You may have met him. He's still a pathological liar. He has a stronghold of lying. He lies. He can't seem to control himself and all that. You know, he's a Christian, but wow. This area of his life is a problem. And he prays, God, help me, deliver me. What's wrong with me? Why do I keep talking like this? All that. Or he has anger. His anger is healthy. Other issues. He avoids getting angry because when he gets angry, there's no control. He doesn't know what happens. He sees red, literally. He sees red. You know, he doesn't even know when his hand has moved. He doesn't even know. He's not aware. He doesn't know how. He didn't even know that was in him. If you had waited 1, 2, 3, 4 years, that could have been purged. You could have had this story. Oh, my husband has never touched me. He doesn't even think of that. Yes, that was supposed to happen 2 years from that time. God said, that's your spouse. As he kept being in church, God was going to send him here and there. He was going to be in circumstances where that thing would come out, but it wouldn't be on you. It would be on his neighbor. And after it happened, and then there was a fight, then he's so broken, he's so ashamed, you know, and then he prays, then that thing, his stronghold is removed, and God shows him it's rooted in your anger against your mother, what used to happen, and all sorts of things, and then all of that is dealt with.